What happens when the world's most powerful military says, "We saw something, we've recorded something, but we still cannot fully explain it"? That is the real story behind the latest release of US government files on undefined anomalous phenomena, or UAPs, the official term now used instead of UFOs. Recently, the US Department of War announced the first release of newly declassified UAP files under a new transparency effort called the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP Encounters. According to the department, the release includes material from multiple government bodies, including the White House, ODNI, the Department of Energy, AARO, NASA, and the FBI, and other US intelligence components. More files are expected to be released on a rolling basis. The documents include videos, transcripts, reports, witness accounts, and historic records. Some describe lights in the sky, some involve objects captured by infrared sensors. Some come from military platforms, pilots, astronauts, or government personnel. But before we jump to aliens, we need to understand what the US government is actually saying and what it is not saying. One of the most discussed reports involved a strange orb seen during nighttime search mission in 2025. Media summarizes of the file described an object detected near the ground appearing super hot or sensor imagery, moving quickly and later seeming to split into multiple objects. Other reports mention glowing lights, unusual aerial shapes, and objects seen through infrared equipment. But here's the key point: unresolved does not mean extraterrestrial. The Pentagon's UAP office, AARO, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, says its job is to examine these cases through a scientific and data-driven process. AARO describes UAPs as a phenomena that are not immediately identifiable, and its official mission is to document and analyze where possible and resolve them. That distinction matters. A strange light can be a drone. A heat signature can be a sensor artifact. A fast-moving object can be a balloon affected by wind, a bird, an aircraft, a satellite, or something misread due to limited perspective. In fact, AARO's official imagery page shows several examples where reported UAPs were later assessed as balloons or birds, while others remain unresolved because the available data is too limited. The bigger issue is not just curiosity, it is national security. Reports of incursions into US airspace, sea space, land areas, and space-based domains are taken seriously because they may affect the safety of service personnel, military installations, and operations security. The 2024 annual UAP report said AARO received 757 reports during the covered period, bringing the total number of cases under review to more than 16,000 as of June 1, 2024. That means UAPs are no longer treated only as fringe cultural subject. They are now part of formal intelligence and defense process. But what about the biggest question? The US government found alien technology. AARO's historic review is direct. It says it found no empirical evidence that the US government or private companies have been reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology. It also states that none of the reports AARO investigated represented extraterrestrial or off-world technology, although a small percentage of cases may have anomalous or concerning characteristics and remain under review. This creates a more complicated picture than either side wants. For believers, the files confirm that serious people have seen things they could not explain. For skeptics, the same files show how often ordinary objects, sensor errors, misidentifications, and incomplete data can produce mystery. For governments, the question is practical. If something is flying near military assets and cannot be identified, it must be investigated, whether it is a balloon, a drone, a foreign surveillance platform, or something genuinely unknown. So the real lesson from the Pentagon's UFO files is not that aliens have arrived. The real lesson is that the modern skies are crowded, sensors are imperfect, and national security systems are still struggling to identify everything moving through air, sea, space, and near sensitive sites. The mystery remains, but the evidence demands caution. Because the UAP's debate, the most honest answer may not be alien or fake. It may simply be unidentified.